Hey guys, um, it's me. Um, I don't even know how to start this, and I know this is going live anyway. And nobody really expected this. I know generally that I'll start at 1 p.m. my time, um, and usually on Thursday, I'll release a video, and 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 I couldn't. Um, we obviously everybody by now knows what has happened, and Clubby's gone, and I don't know, I just wanted to put something out there. Hey Matt, how's it going, man? um I wanted to join in a couple days ago. I was in the chat, and I just want to put something out there about Mike, because it's it's hard. Um, I knew Mike. Well, I started watching his channel um before I even had a channel. I found him through Doomcock, and on one of his live streams, and here's this dude talking about comics, and I believe Raquel was with them, because they're they're the infamous duo when when you see them together. Um and hey Vince, how's it going, man? Um but I wanted to put this out kind of quick, before I start with the main show. And you know but anyway, on Doomscock channel, there was this guy, and with this voice, and just talking about comics, and I think it might have been Fantastic Four. I forget which. Hey Lemon. Um I didn't plan this. I wanted to do this. Um and then when Doomcock is like, you know, check out this guy, Clobberin Times. And so I checked it out. And here's a guy. I mean, at the time I was like, I don't know, 49, you know, almost in my 50s. And I go to this channel, and here's a guy that's obviously older than I was, and he's talking about comics. And years ago, like years and years ago, probably when I was around maybe 25 or something like that, I had all my comics stolen. And it just I didn't collect anymore. Everything was taken. All my Image comics. I had every Image comic, um, since the very beginning at that time, and I was collecting them for the first few years, probably the first 5 years. And I had a bunch of Marvel comics, and I was a big Silver Surfer fan. And God, I had to get every Silver Surfer episode. I just loved it. I ended up getting, 49, 50, and 51, and Jack's legendary episode issues. I didn't even care what condition they were in. And I just gobbled up. I just love this character. And here's a guy uh that's talking about comics again, and I was just mesmerized. And he's talking about comics like it was nothing. And 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 I just kept on watching him. and he was very open, and he was extremely inviting, and he he God, and I'm going to cry right now. Um, you know, where he has his shows called The Clubhouse. And hold on a second. I'm gonna lock this door to this shop because I don't want anybody else coming in. Um, in case I start blathering like an idiot. Um, he calls this place basically, the clubhouse. And it felt like I was, you know, 12, 13 again, and you were part of a clubhouse. You were that age again, and it's like a bunch of guys getting together, and you're on the floor and you're reading comic books, and this guy knew everything about comic books, and it made me feel like um that it was okay to be a nerd again, and it was so fun. And um and and um you know and and I'm a big Star Wars fan. Well, I was, considering what's going on now. um and I've always liked Star Trek. I grew up with it, watching it with my dad, the original series, and then Next Generation, which my dad thought was, it was okay, it was pretty cool. My grandmother didn't like it because she liked Captain Kirk better. And then he had a Saturday Night Star Trek. Just the way he said it, it made it more fun. And um um and just with Raquel and Clobby, and going over all these issues, or issues, got to, because I'm thinking comics now. um all these episodes, and I wouldn't miss a beat going through, because they were going through Next Generation at the time. And you know uh and these jokes that they're cracking, you know Counselor Camel Toe and Poopy Stew, and the the Decker unit and crap like that. Oh my god. And I thought that was, and um it made Star Trek fun, you know. Um and I loved it because every time you ended up in the chat and he would call your name out, because he paid attention to everybody and he made everybody feel so welcome. And he's like, hey, Comic Relief Crusader, how's it going, buddy? And he literally made everybody a part of this clubhouse. you know it's like I picture this place that's in a tree, like a tree house, and it's a clubhouse where you get to hang out again, and and you're reading comics, and you're watching Star Trek, and it was just fun, which is what I like to do on my channel. And that's a cue that I took from him, to try to make this channel fun, you know? And oh god, see, and I promised myself I wouldn't do this, and I'm doing it. And I'm starting my channel, and we talked a couple of times, and this is before he even reached 1,000. And and I would ask him questions, hey, if I do live shows, does it count towards watched hours, and blah blah blah. And you know and he would take the time to answer questions. And whenever he talked about comic books, this is how I ended up um um talking with Hungry Boy. who's helping me, know, training training in comics, stuff that I'm doing right now because of Hungry Boy, because well, not just because of Hungry Boy, but because of Mike and being in this clubhouse. Anyway, oh my God, I'm crying. Anyway, um, and I had an idea, um, of of doing these another show that I was planning, these comic book reads, and I was going to start with Fantastic Four #1. We're a bunch of guys, a bunch of us nerds get together, and we read from comic books, and where everybody is going to be a particular character, and I was going to start with Fantastic Four #1. And I was talking a little bit to Mike, about this because I wanted him to be because I wanted him to be the Thing, because who else are you going to pick? You know? Um and we were trying to work out a schedule, and and I know he was a busy guy, and he was on Comic Roundtable with Loki, and on Fridays occasionally on with Nick, and um trying to come up with something, and and just scheduling problems. Hey, Spidey. um um so I kind of feel like that's a little bit on hiatus right now. But crap, I said I wasn't gonna cry, and I was gonna, and I'm crying. I mean, like yesterday, I even woke up crying. Um, because he was such he's to me, he's the pinnacle nerd, you know, that enjoyed everything about comics. He was a walking encyclopedia about everything in comics. He had the most fun stories, and about things I didn't even know about. Um, you know, it got me, a bit more into the history of all these creators and stuff. And he made comics fun for me again. And you know what? I know, um I said on Tuesday, I wanted to do a thing on Thursday to help raise money. And I asked Mark and Raquel, and I get it from Raquel's point of view about not making him a topic, and I get that. He's not a name to use for entertainment value, and it wasn't about that whatsoever. And I hope she honestly understands it wasn't about that whatsoever. Um, because like she said, Mike was just a gentleman, and he didn't like that kind of thing, and he would be enraged and stuff like that. And at the time, him being in the hospital, I didn't, hey, dad, man, um, I didn't want to make him more upset. I just wanted him to get better. And with all the people that helped me, I just wanted to help him. And it's like, okay, I'll just post a link on social media, and and do that. And but um yeah, there's cues that I've taken from a lot of guys on YouTube that I look up to, you know, like Doomcock, trying to get to know everybody's names and everybody that's out there. um, and from Loki, just talk real. That's all you gotta do. Just be real. Just be you. Just talk real. You know, you don't gotta really put on a show, and just have this fake attitude. Um, just be you, and from Clobby, from Mike, um, it's just it's just have have fun. Don't be afraid to be that nerd, no matter what age you are. Um, crap. So God, still crying. I can't do this. Um, yeah, just be real. Um, but he's Mike is my quintessential nerd. Um, and I and Saturday, this past Saturday, because I was at home, and and Saturday night Star Trek was on, and I was just tired, and I was gonna go on, and but I was just tired, and I just passed it by, and because I hadn't dropped in a while, because I just been so busy with everything, and and I know this is gonna sound dumb, but part of me almost feels like I kind of betrayed him in a weird kind of way, because it's like literally his last show, and I wasn't there, and I missed out on it. And um, you know, um I could have said hi and hey, just dropping by. Um, you know, anyway, but I just wanted to say that about Mike. His personality was contagious. Um, like I said, he was the he was the quintessential nerd and geek. And I know, a lot of people say those two things are just separate. Um, I don't know. To me, I've always counted it one and the same, in a way, in a weird kind of way. Um, if you're full of knowledge about something, you're a geek, you're a nerd, whatever. Um, hey Al, um, um, what am I trying to say in a nutshell? Um, I'm just gonna say, I love the dude, not homo, obviously. Um, but but um, but you know what? Yeah, Mike Clobby made it fun to enjoy comics again, and that no matter what age you are, um, there's still that little kid inside of all of you that that it's okay to revisit every once in a while. And when life gets really serious and you feel stressed out about stuff, about what's going on in the world, and you know, having to be an adult. Not that there's anything wrong with being an adult, but it's okay, I think, to revisit your childhood. And Mike did that for me. You know, I got right beside me, I got I got a stack of comics, right here. and and now everything on my desk is falling off right now. And and for Mike, again, I wouldn't have started this channel. I wouldn't have I wouldn't have met somebody like Al, you in the chat right now. Um, you know, I wouldn't have been perusing looking for, news and comic books again to end up finding you and getting your books and reading comics again. And I love your books, man. And if anything, you brought fun back into comics. And again, it goes back to Mike again, that that finding that love of storytelling and art and appreciating the people that made it. um that was because of Mike, because of these stories that he knew. This historian of comics, whether in Marvel and DC, he knew like an encyclopedia Britannica worth of knowledge of everyone. um And yeah, that's the beauty of being a man. We grow old, but we never truly grow up. Yeah, that's that's the fun of it, Nick. I don't even know if I can bring these up. Maybe I can't, or whatever. I'm gonna be on StreamYards anyway, and I'll bring up everybody's chat. Um, and he reignited what I did 30 years ago. Um, just putting out fanzines in the early 90s. Um, when Image started out. um and I got to drawing with a bunch of guys, and we started Drop Off Comics, which I plan on bringing back again. um he brought that feeling back in me, that I want to do comics again. This is just so much fun. you know um not the new crap that's out now, but revisiting all that old stuff. um that was Mike to me. And like I said, I wanted to do these comic book reads, and because Mike was such a character, um I wanted him as the Thing. And because who else would be better for that role? you know, just going through all those old Fantastic Four comics and stuff like that. Because I know he would have loved that. And he said, God, that's an awesome idea. I like that. And then, this project I was doing with somebody, um, I can't name who. I want to name who, but I can't name who yet. Um, he took the artwork that I was doing on this project, and he he showed Mike. and and hopefully you'll see this soon. But the other thing is I got Mike's Mike's basically his approval. It's like, yeah, this looks good, is what he told this person. This person told me, that Mike Alonzo gave it. He likes it. He thinks, this is pretty cool stuff. And um and to hear that also coming from this 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 titan of comic knowledge, to me, that meant volumes. Um or I should say issues. So, coming from him, it meant it meant a lot. It's like, wow, this guy that knows everything about comics. Said that about me, and that just meant a lot. So, um, I I just wanted to put this out and say that about Mike. Um, because it's not because so much that I didn't put a video out yesterday. It's because I couldn't, like I said earlier, yesterday morning. And whatever, I'm not ashamed to admit it. Um, I cried silently in bed before I got up. I don't know, probably for about maybe half an hour. Um, because because I love that guy. He was a cool guy. To me, he was cooler than any Hollywood star. Um, Probably cooler than any comic artist out there. You know, sorry, Al. I just gotta say that. You know, he was in nerd terms, he was cool, man. He was cool. You know, he had all these interesting stories, and he knew stuff about the artists and writers and even the inkers and everything. No offense taken, Mike. No problem. Um, you know, um, uh, you know, um, he he always gave time, and whenever I was on, like one time, um, on Stone on Loki's channel, comic book roundtable, he was always friendly, and he was always inviting. And he's like, "Hey, Comic Relief Crusader, how you doing? How's it going?" You know, and same thing over at Nick's. And I I think I even apologized to Clobby because one time on Loki's channel, we were we were talking Transformers, and and I think I can look back, but I think I said, so, sorry guys for blabbering on. I feel like I didn't give Clobby a chance to talk much or anything like that. I forget if it was literally live on the show or if it was after. And Clobby was like, "Oh, hey, no problem. I don't really know anything about Transformers. You just go on ahead." so, so, I I just wanted to hear him talk. And same thing over on Nick's channel. Whenever I was over there, and Clobby was there, and he included everyone. Everybody was part of his. Everybody was part of his clubhouse, and everybody was welcome. Um, no matter what their age, where they came from, didn't matter. Um, Everybody was included, and and um, it's where I met a lot of you guys. Um, so and became great friends, and I am eternally appreciative of that. Um, you know. Anyway, before I drone on and on, because I know it's been half an hour, and the last thing you guys want to see is me um continuously tearing up. Um um I I know it's going to be tough for Mark and Raquel to carry on, and I get it. I 100% get it. Um you know, I honestly hope that I honestly hope they Saturday Night Star Trek. Um, I can't even do it like Clobby. I'm not even trying to do it like Clobby, but I just love the way he says it. You know, um, kind of like what was his name? Um, uh, God, you said that radio blurb. Um, in old time radio. Paul Harvey, in a way, kind of that Paul Harvey kind of fashion. You know, um, um, I don't know if Mark or Raquel will see this, but guys, I love the dude. I know it's gonna be tough. Um, um, carry on for him. Um, and let's take away what we can about Mike. Okay, let's last year we lost Gil, um, and I, whew, and I owe a lot to that guy. Um, like the shop, for example, you know, Gil's love of the unknown and stuff like that. I want to explore the unknown, the things that go bump in the night. You know, that's why I'm doing some hunting, some let's just put it this way, some biblical archaeology. Let's put it that way. Um, for a story that I got lined up. That's my takeaway with Gil. And my takeaway with Mike is um, guys, just be be inviting to everyone. Treat everybody like they're your buddy, and if somebody comes along um to try to be a Debbie Downer, um, you know what? Just just be nice. Kill them with kindness if you can. You know, that's the only way to disarm them. Um, uh, yeah, you're right, Vince. He was a solid pillar in the nerd sphere. Yeah, I'm gonna miss him. Um, Brandon, I tried, but being nice is not my strong suit sometimes. No, hey Brandon, nice to see you, man. Um, um, yeah, I know it's tough to be nice sometimes. Um, but try to welcome everyone. Try to make your place, uh, a clubhouse. Try to make your place a clubhouse where people want to hang out. And that's what I've tried to do with the geekosphere. You know, I wanted to be like a clubhouse, like what Mike had. I don't want to copy him. Nobody can copy him. Nobody can copy him. He was one in a billion, one in a Googleplex. There's not going to be ever another Mike. And but just try to make your space that you got like a clubhouse, like Mike, where everybody can have fun, and everyone can um that everyone can just say in the end, because I don't know how much time I got left. I don't know how much time any of you guys have left, but you know um I want to know you all. You know, Somebody asked me once, like, why do you ask so many questions? Why do you want to know? Why do why do you Some people think I might be pressing them or something like that. With so many questions about why they do this or why they do that. It's because It's not because I'm nosy. It's because I'm a people person. I love to know what makes you guys tick, because um one day you might not be here, I might not be here, and um I just want to get to know you guys, whether you got a channel or not. um I just I didn't have a lot of friends growing up. I really honestly didn't. And shocking, I know. Go figure. Um, but and some people might say, well, you're just desperate for attention because you didn't have a lot of friends. It's like, yeah, that might be true, but it's not like I'm desperate for friends. I just want to hang around with people that are friendly, that are nice, that are, that won't stab you in the back, that won't, excuse the language, but won't talk shit behind your back, right? I just want to get to know genuine people. What makes them tick? Why do they choose, I don't know, to take this direction in life as opposed to that direction? I just want to get to know people. Um that's why some of the few people that I've managed to actually interview, I want to be like that historian, kind of like the way Mike was, the way he just knew comics and about artists and about the writers and stuff like that. I want to put it out on video for people one day to watch, because like I said before, we don't know how long we have on this earth, and the only thing that's going to be left behind is video that somebody one day might come across, and and at least something is preserved, that somebody can come along one day and say, huh, I didn't know that about this person or that person, or this person that's a talking head right now floating on my monitor right now. um you know and that's one thing that made Mike and his channel fascinating to me. He knew about people, and he let everybody in, and knowing what he knew about the people in the chat, like for example, I don't know, Maddie's daddy, or enigmatic drop bear, or hungry boy, or um Ananimax Mandabear. I can't believe I just said that without just flailing my tongue in several different directions all at once. Max Redstone and stuff like that. He knew things about people. Um, you know, and and that's what I liked about him. He was personable. He was, um he was like that. He knew people. And I like to know people too. I just do, you know. Anyway, um, so anyway, yeah, Raquel, Mark, um, I love you guys. Um, Raquel, um, I just want you to know, um, if you remember a couple years ago, I sent you that Deep Space Nine ash can, which Clobby showed and he explained all about. Um, I was gonna give that to Clobby, and and he was like, "No, give it to Raquel. I need to get that girl in the comics, and and this would be perfect for her to start off with, because obviously they both do the Star Trek thing, and so you know maybe don't consider it so much a Christmas present from from a couple years ago. Um, Consider it a present from Mike because he wanted you to have it. Um, you know, just to let you know. Um, Mark, I love you, dude. To me, you're living the inner kid uh, with your show, man. Um, and and I'm just gonna say, I know we don't talk much, um, but I want to talk to you guys more. Um, so just to let you know, love you guys, and all of you guys that drop by. Hey, Fat. Um, uh, yeah. Hopefully, I'll see you guys in a couple of hours. All right, and you know, part of the geekosphere, and you know what? Let's have some fun. And Mike, I love you, dude. Um, I hope you're having fun with um with Jack and Stan and every other comic artist that happens to be up there. Um, I hope you're sitting on the right side of Jack right now and wanting to get to know him more. Um, we'll see you soon, dude. I miss you. Love you. And making thank you for making comics fun for me again. Um, there was no other guy that 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 did it but you, and I appreciate that. I do. Um, Thank you um for letting this guy find that inner child again and just having fun with comics. And yeah, he's probably busy slapping Stan. Probably is. So yeah, I'm gonna get my ducks in a row. Um, I'll see you guys in a couple of hours, and and we're gonna have some fun. All right. So sorry, I said I wasn't gonna do it, and I did it anyway. Whatever. Um, uh, you know, men let their true feelings out. So there you go. Um, so guys, thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it, and you know, God bless you all, and love you all. Okay, so I'll uh, I'll see you guys soon. All right, peace.